When did making plans get this complicated? It's time to streamline with WhatsApp, the secure messaging app that brings the whole group together. Use polls to settle dinner plans. Send event invites and pin messages so no one forgets Mom's 60th. And never miss a meme or milestone. All protected with end-to-end encryption. It's time for WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone. Learn more at whatsapp.com.
ABC Wednesdays, Shifting Gears is back.
He has arisen.
Tim Allen and Kat Dennings return in television's #1 new comedy.
What?
With a star-studded premiere including Jenna Elfman, Nancy Travis, and...
Hey, buddy!
A big home improvement reunion.
Welcome.
Oh, boy.
That guy's a tool.
Shifting Gears, new Wednesdays, 8, 7 Central on ABC, and stream on Hulu.
Smart, sharp, and slightly unhinged. Late night's fresh perspective. The Last Show with David Cooper.
Microbe, more like macrobe, said nobody ever. Well, Perseverance, the rover on Mars, has discovered, due to new research, what might be the best evidence for microbial life, little bacteria and stuff on Mars. And I want to learn all about this here with Dr. Jesse Rogerson, an astrophysicist at York University. Check out his book, Daydreaming in the Solar System, that he's probably mad I didn't say co-authored, because then we're not giving the co-authors credit. And I'll stop talking. Jesse, welcome in. Extraterrestrial life. It's a great, fun topic to do.
I feel like this is one of the main reasons we go to Mars, right? I mean, we want to know where we came from. We want to know how Earth fits into the rest of the solar system. Mars is this place that has captured humanity's imagination for centuries, and it's one of the best places we can go looking for ancient life. There's probably no life there, but evidence of ancient life, that's one of the best places to go.
So what are we looking for? Like the remnants of life? Like some bacteria breathed in some chemical and then breathed it out? Are we looking for microbes in fossils in the soil? Like what are the various things we can be testing for?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the easiest thing to do would be to go and like dig up rocks and see if there's fossils in there, like you can do at the beach, right? But when it comes to what you're doing on Mars, it's about the microbes and the evidence of what microbial life would do to rocks that it's living in and around, or muds and dirts that it's living in around. So this work came from Perseverance. It's the rover at Jezero Crater. Jezero Crater, if you go, I highly recommend this to everybody. Google Jezero Crater on Mars and compare it to the Nile River Delta, because they look exactly the same. This crater it obviously looks like a long time ago. It's one of the best evidences we have, like billions of years ago, Mars had lakes and rivers and oceans. And in this place, it would have been a great place for microbes to evolve, to live, to grow, to metabolize things. And then how do you find evidence that they were doing that if they were there? Well, that's what this is all about. You go and you break open the rocks and you look for depositions of weird minerals that the life would be using. So Perseverance found evidence of two things: iron-rich things called vivianite and greigite. Great names, right?
Ooh, those are fantastic names. Vivianite. I went to high school with her. No, I didn't. Okay, but let's talk about those conditions that may have existed back then in the water. Would they have been Earth-like, with like oxygen and geothermal things and hot lava boiling the water to give it heat and have chemical reactions? Like, would it have been similar to the early days of Earth, the early days of Mars as well?
Yeah, it's looking like that, billions of years ago, Mars was warmer and wetter and had a pressure of the atmosphere much higher. Today, it's below zero most of the time, and the pressure is 1/100th of Earth's atmosphere. So it's a very terrible place for life. But it looks like billions of years ago, you had water on the surface, the temperature was above zero roughly most of the time, and the pressure of the atmosphere was thicker. So that would have been a perfect place for life to evolve and grow. The question of whether or not it did that is open, and how you find it is an open question. So you're looking for these biomarkers, what a microbe would eat and what a microbe would deposit after it metabolizes
poop.
Into the
rock. Just say it, poop. You can say poop. This is science. We're allowed to do it. Okay, so the Perseverance rover found these two minerals that I've never heard of. Why might they be good evidence for life?
So these two minerals, vivianite and greigite, can be created either biologically or biologically, meaning they can be made by life or not life, and there's ways to do that. The way that biology would do it is well founded and could be possible in the conditions of Mars. The abiological way requires higher temperatures and much more acidic conditions, meaning that on Mars, what we think the conditions of Mars were billions of years ago, it probably wasn't a high temperature place and it probably wasn't a very acidic place, leaving the more likely scenario to be the biological case.
So it's either decent evidence for life or decent evidence that there were conditions that life could not exist. So it's either strong evidence for life or strong evidence for, it's sort of like dividing the two cases, being like, that in-between area may exist, not so much.
That's a great way of saying it, but the evidence is all pointing the other way for conditions. We have this growing body of evidence that says that Mars was a specific state billions of years ago. The likelihood that it was a high temperature environment is very low. So yes, it could be good evidence that it didn't happen. And that's why we can't say for certain that this is evidence of life, because you can't rule out maybe there was this lava enrichment, maybe there's a volcano there that created a high temperature environment in that one local place and then made these minerals that abiological way. So you can't rule it out. But this, so far, according to the researchers, this is the best evidence yet that microbes may have existed.
I have heard that phrase many times before, the best evidence yet for life. I do feel like the day that researchers crack the champagne, it's not going to be some big announcement. It's going to be like some photo of a microbe fossil or something. Like, we're kind of all expecting green men, but when the announcement is finally made, if it's ever made, that bacteria and microbiotic life existed, it's going to be a little underwhelming to the average person, I feel.
I think that, what you and I consider evidence of life and what a researcher considers evidence of life are perhaps a little bit further apart than we want it to be. I mean, I feel like I don't think a scientist is going to crack the bubbly until they see something so incontrovertible that they have to just let it go and say, here's the picture of it. It's obvious. We're done.
I remember that movie, The Europa Report, where they go to the moon Europa. I think it's a moon of, is it Saturn or
Jupiter,
Venus?
yeah.
Or Jupiter, yeah, that's what I said, Jupiter.
Movie.
I don't know why you said Saturn. And then in the very end, the researchers crack through the ice and there's an octopus-looking thing swimming on another planet. I think that's the level that we're all looking for.
This is what we want.
Yeah, but will we get it? Probably not on Mars. Now, Mars, an icy place. Let's talk more about ice, because there's some breaking ice news. When I thought we had learned everything that there was to learn about ice, this story comes out. Ice is actually more flexible than you might imagine, which is super nerdy and also super cool and might have like applications in engineering. Tell me about this flexible ice. Am I going to be using it like a toy for my cat?
This was such a really interesting story because you'd think that we would know about water, right? Water is everywhere. It's all over the surface. It makes us up. You think that we would understand the basic process of water going from different states, freezing or evaporating or whatever. And we know on a macro level, to use some of your words from before, on a macro level, we understand, but down at the micro level, at the nano level, literally at the levels of molecules, what exactly is happening during the freezing process? That is a tough thing to do because it's very inaccessible to imagery. So you can't just like take a DSLR and be like, oh, great, I'll watch water freeze. It's not like that. You need to use an electron microscope. You need to shoot electrons at the atoms that make up water in order to see them freeze. But when you do that, you mess with the sample. You shoot electrons at the water and it's like, no, I can't freeze the way I was going to. And so you don't get a good image.
And water's pretty unique. Of all the things that freeze, water is one of the few that actually expands instead of contracts when it freezes. So water does some wonky, wild things when the temperature changes, when the pressure changes in conditions that aren't normal on Earth.
That's right. Water is such an amazing molecule. When it lattices up, it gets bigger. It creates more space. It floats on top of the water, which makes the water underneath protected for life. It's one of the most amazing molecules out there. And these researchers were trying to understand and get images at the nano level, make movies at the nano level of the water freezing. And they developed a novel way to do this. They put the water between two pieces of carbon And then they had a different way of using the electron microscope without destroying the sample. And when they made movies, there's a 5-second movie you can watch. They actually saw little bubbles forming and moving around within the lattice structure, actually demonstrating that it is more flexible and why it's more flexible compared to like metal, for example.
Well, that sounds super cool. I wish we could chat about it more, but we're out of time. I'm here with astrophysicist at York University, Jesse Rogerson, talking ice, talking life on Mars. Jesse, what a pleasure it was having you here.
Hey, thanks for having me.
On October 17th.
I'm an angel. See the wings?
Don't miss the new comedy Good Fortune, starring Seth Rogen, Aziz Ansari, and Keanu Reeves. Critics rave. It's Heaven Sent.
Let me have a budget, guardian angel?
Kinda. You were very unhelpful.
Good Fortune, directed by Aziz Ansari. Rated R.